We're going to look at Clive Barker, sorry, Clive Palmer, rather, um, and his actual connections and his alleged and possible connections to uh, the Epstein files. So he was mentioned in the Epstein files with Steve Bannon, Sloppy Steve, being speaking to an unnamed person, but everyone knows it's Jeffrey Epstein. By the way, Steve Bannon has 19 hours of video tape of him interviewing Jeffrey Epstein, and he's never released it. And now he is mentioned in the Epstein files. And him, as we're going to go into it through this video, there's pretty much not much reporting on this. I wonder why. Because, yeah, the billionaire elites don't want you to know this. So, this is The Guardian. And, yeah, their reporting's not the greatest, but they seem to be the only ones who are talking about this.
Doing in the Epstein files? Well, the recent drop of documents has raised some serious questions about American right-wing influence in Australia's 2019 election and about the Aussie billionaire's infamous ad campaign. For those who don't remember, Palmer spent a record amount of money on ads for his right-wing United Australia party in the 2019 election, many of them attacking Labor, who were widely predicted to win.
Labor supports the big end of town. Reject Labor's lies.
And although Palmer actually failed to win a single lower house seat, Labor concluded that his ads may have been partially responsible for their shock loss to the coalition. So where did the Epstein files come in? Well, they include a text exchange purporting to be between right-wing American strategist Steve Bannon, who ran Trump's 2016 campaign, and an unidentified person who appears to be Jeffrey Epstein. And although it's not actually clear what they were discussing, possibly Epstein does talk about the political power of the frustrated working class and how inaccurate telephone polls were, both in the 2016 US vote and the Australian election, which at the time was just 2 days ago. The user labelled Bannon then responds by claiming, "I had Clive Palmer do the 60 million anti-China, anti-climate change ads," before saying, "Next stop, Kazakhstan." Now, this claim hasn't been independently verified at this point, and a spokesperson for Palmer...
I mean, really, how are you going to independently claim? I mean, there's going to be something that comes out in the future, for sure. But I believe these claims are credible.
Called it made up and just bullshit. It is worth noting that on election night in 2019, Palmer said he purposefully pivoted his strategy in the final weeks to polarise the electorate and damage Labor's chances of winning.
Australians must now be concerned that our politicians are acting in the interest of the Chinese Communist government. All Australians must stop the clandestine takeover of our country.
About a week before that pivot, Steve Bannon told the Sydney Morning Herald that the Australian election campaign was dull, and he was surprised no one was talking about China. Now, claims of both direct and indirect Trumpian influence in Australian politics has been a hot topic for many years now. For example, one of the architects of Trump's 2024 campaign actually claimed he'd made an unpublicised trip to Australia to advise the Liberals on structural issues ahead of the 2025 election, although the Liberals do deny he had any connection to Dutton's campaign. Steve Bannon has been contacted for comment. What is Clive Palmer doing in the Epstein files? Well,
I think that this is a absolutely interesting, an important sort of information to add to how our political system works. This is how the system works. This is the rich elites basically psyoping, doing a psychological operation on the Australian public. Nothing more, nothing less. And if you don't see that, you're living in a fool's paradise. So I'm encouraging people to wake up to this. Wake up to the bullshit and the lies. The Epstein files will bring down world governments. The Epstein files, I mean, the deep state, all that sort of stuff. And that, I'll do another video, but there seems to be evidence from the Epstein files that the entire right-wing neo-Nazi movement, the modern one, was created by him. So I think we need to start waking up to see what's going on. And if you've made it this far, like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.